Welcome back, Internet. I'm Chimera Complex, and I'm bad at City of Heroes. More specifically, Homecoming City of Heroes. Uh, Before we get started here, I just want to say that at the time of this recording, I've only got 3 videos, uh, and I've received my very first interactions, my very first likes on those videos. Now, as far as the YouTube algorithm goes, it doesn't mean a whole lot, uh, but it means a lot to me. Um, that tells me that, there are people out there interested in, the content that I'm just starting to create. And, I just want to, thank you as a viewer. Uh, every little bit helps, whether it's a like, or it's a share, um, you know, whatever it is, a comment, whatever. So please keep it up. Keep interacting, in any way that you feel is appropriate for you. I do appreciate it. So when we last left Professor Lareaux off, he just got done um, beating up some Arachnos soldiers. Um, and our very last clue that we received towards the tail end of that mission, we got a message from the very first guy that we spoke to when we first arrived in Atlas Park. It seems that he's going after his wife, who had been presumed dead, and through our investigation into the Hellions, discovered was still alive and being held prisoner by Arachnos. So, more than likely, we're going to end up having to save him. We talked a little bit about enhancements. Wasn't too proud about of that presentation. Not going to, wallow in self pity about the outcome of that video. It is what it is. I am going to address the enhancements again at some point. Simply because there is going to be much more involved systems at play at later levels. But suffice to say, at this point, um, your power enhancements is the gear system in this game. You don't really get like a chest piece to equip. You don't get a pair of boots to equip. You just enhance your powers. All right, and we were helping out Aaron Theory here, and we are going to see what his next mission for us is. Got a little buff from somebody there. Okay, as predicted, he did find the Arachnos base and went in there half cocked, so now we got to save him. Okay, so um, more interesting lore regarding Galaxy City and its destruction. Apparently, Arachnos responded to that meteor strike much more quickly than they otherwise would have been able to. And it seems as though Arachnos has somebody on the inside leaking information. So we're probably going to be investigating that at some point in the near future as well. And this is what an Arachno space looks like. I all of these they're not necessarily randomly generated. but their layouts are kind of weird, and I'm not really a fan of Arachnos bases. There are worse tile sets, to be sure, um, but this isn't a fantastic one. Oh, and here's another pretty good tip for new players. Your inspirations uh, can actually be combined. You can convert three of one type, identical types, into one of a new one. I'm going to do that. I usually do that to kind of make room. But if you've got a bunch of a type that you're not going to use, turn them into something you can use. The yellow ones that I just ate are for accuracy, and they do stack. There is an upper limit. I'm not sure what the caps are. That's for people who like math, and I hate math. I'm supposed to talk with Matthew, but I don't see him. And there's not a map marker for him. Must be elsewhere within the base. Okay. This is interesting. This happens to me from time to time because I'm bad at games. Uh, I gotta find this guy. Oh, he was there the whole time. It has begun. Now you get to see the real Chimera complex. Making idiot rookie moves. Okay, so there was a mole that Aaron Theory told us about, and now Matthew is telling us that Matthew is telling us that Aaron was the mole all along. But it also seems like he's playing Arachnos like he's a double agent or something. So I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so this guy uh, fed information to Arachnos as a means to wake the people of Paragon City up. He believes that they have grown complacent, and he apparently has no illusions that he is the bad guy in this situation. He wants me to kill him. I'm not going to let him off that easy. And now I'm being ambushed by the commander of the base. Oh, I just got that final clue is just being threatened by that guy as I took him out. Alright, so I rescued Matthew, and now I need to go back and talk to him. And then we're going to train up. See what new powers we get. Oh, his wife is with him now. That's cute. Alright, it's asking me what I'm going to do now that I've saved the day. I think I'm going to continue to fight crime because the fight isn't over yet. Alright, let's see what Miss Liberty has for us. You know, I think I'm going to pick up this ranged attack. Use that to see if I can take out people who try to run away from me. Alright, and I said before that I wasn't really in the mood to do the twin shot story arc right over here. So let's see if we've got any other contacts that we can reach out to. So we've already helped out Matthew. Okay. Yeah, let's talk to David Winkow. We've helped the police before. Let's continue to follow that trend. Alright, so we're going to be dealing with the trolls, and they're not actual trolls. They're another gang in Paragon City that are addicted to a drug called superiodine. It gives them uncanny strength. Not they don't become super strong like, say, for example, like Superman might be, but it makes them significantly stronger than the average human. It also physically changes them, so they do get green skin. Some of the more powerful ones will grow tusks and their ears will get pointy, so they end up looking like trolls, but they're not actually traditional fantasy idea of a troll. Okay, looks like we're going to be beating up on another enemy group as well, the Outcasts. I don't actually remember what their deal is. What makes them unique, what sets them apart. Alright, we're not going to go hunt, kill skulls. Here we go. I think I remember now. I think the unique thing about the Outcasts, and I could be wrong, I will learn soon enough whether or not I'm correct, but I believe that the Outcasts are the gang that have elemental abilities, similar to what my character is doing. So, like, they'll have like ranged elemental attacks, you know, very different elemental types. Uh, that big nerd right there is from an enemy group known as the Lost. They're essentially uh, homeless folks that one day mysteriously started physically changing, becoming much stronger. Some of them even have um, like psionic abilities. And there's a whole series of different mission arcs that kind of explain what's happening to them. That's much later, so I'm not going to spoil anything right now. My intention is to eventually play all the way up into the end game. I want this series to continue that far. Um, so we're gonna get a taste of a little bit of everything. There are multiple branching arcs for a number of different things. The contacts that you pick when you're being introduced to a new contact that can go in a different direction. The contacts that are available to you that you can choose from also vary depending on your character's origin. So, if this particular series takes off and becomes popular, I may do more than one, just for the sake of going through the branching stories, just to see what sort of variety we have in store. Because there's a lot of content in this game that I have not touched ever. I played a long time ago, back before it got shut down. I've been playing for a couple of years now on this particular server. Um, I've had enough time to explore the content. I just simply haven't. Typically, what ends up happening for me is that I lose interest in the story, and I just kind of find like the quickest route to leveling up and getting to the end game, and just trying to like maximize my character's like effectiveness, damage output, stuff like that. I don't really want to do that this time around, and the fact that I'm doing this series, it has kind of rekindled my interest in the lore and in the story. So it's kind of an exploration for me, as well as a presentation for you. So let me know. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in the lore as well. If you got any questions regarding the lore, I can certainly try to answer them, because I don't just get my lore drops through the missions. I look stuff up. I look up like the different enemy groups, on wiki pages. The communities that I interact with, I'll ask them, story, for like story backgrounds and stuff like that. So I'm immersed in the lore. There's just not a whole lot of the lore that I've been exposed to, like in real time as I play the game. But we're going to continue on helping out Officer David Wincott in our next episode. And I'll see you then.